Cost of living just got savage. I'm making this video while sick, so we're just going to get right into it. Let's go.
I got a letter recently that my property taxes are going to go up $600 a year from now on. I got a letter that my homeowner's insurance is going up $60 a month. My propane company sent me a letter that my propane is going to double this
This lady just cannot catch a break, can't she? What else is going up?
year. They just came and filled up my tank. It was $1,000. That's crazy. Also, as a entrepreneur and business owner, I get my health insurance through the marketplace. So you have the Affordable Care Act. I pay $45 a month. They just informed me that if this bill passes and I lose my tax credit, I'm going to go from $45 a month to $660 a month.
The health insurance thing, this is going to impact almost everybody. They announced that health insurance prices are going up 14% up to 35% depending on the state you live in across the board. And the enhanced subsidies are going away, so you got to make even less money to get a discount. If you want some help with that, there's a website I found called healthnerd.net. They give you quotes and info. Nobody calls you. So there's that. All right, this is crazy. What else are you going to say?
For health insurance, I need to buy a new car and I can't because the cars have gotten more expensive and the interest rates have gotten so much more expensive. I can't find a reliable car that has the same monthly payment of $450 a month that I've been paying now for a new car. Not necessarily new, but new to me. Groceries are insane, and it feels like every day I get a new email from another subscription that I have, whether it's Netflix, my website subscription. Everything's increasing in price.
I gotta shout out her TikTok. It's Hope with Holly. I just found this, by the way. I don't know her, but she is having a rough time and really encompassing exactly what I wanted this video to be about. That all these CPI reports that they're saying inflation isn't that bad. It's not true. It's obviously everything's expensive as heck.
And I sit pretty much every day stressed about money. And yet I know that there are so many people in this country that are way worse off than me. And they're not making it, y'all. They're not making it.
Yeah.
What hurts me the most is that there are so many women, especially, that just cannot afford to leave abusive homes and they have to stay in it because of this economy. So are we great again, America?
That's always been a thing, women trapped in bad relationships. But honestly, with relationships, I don't know if it's that bad. You got to go. You got to leave. Doesn't matter how bad the economy is.
That's what you voted for. Meanwhile, they all sit there in DC not feeling any of these pressures.
All right, now that we've gone on to the political side, that's something I don't really care to get into. But this is crazy, actually. Everything is getting so much more expensive. Let's see what else. This is just the first clip. It's only going to go up from here.
So I went to the post office to buy a stamp. I haven't bought a stamp in forever. So of course I walked in with my 42 cents. The last time I bought a stamp, I could have sworn it was 42 or 44 cents. Stamps are 78 cents.
Dang.
When did that happen?
And again, this is one of those incremental minor things. Yeah, most people can afford a 78-cent stamp, but it's not about the one stamp, dude. It's about everything going up. If everything, if it went from 42 to 78, that's almost double. And everything has doubled. I've made videos about this. You've seen videos on other channels. Wow.
Does anyone else feel like this cost of living is just getting increasingly worse? Like week on week, month on month. I got paid on Friday and I've just went over my finances again this morning and I feel like it's nearly all gone. And don't get me wrong, I'm paying off debt and stuff, but just the cost of everything just seems to be getting worse and worse. I feel like, we don't live an extravagant lifestyle. We don't go out every weekend. We live within our means and I feel like we've just got absolutely nothing left.
All right, throw me a like and a subscribe if you made it this far. Listen, the other thing that's going on, everything is going up and people are freaking out too because Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies and a lot of stocks as well took a pretty big hit. I saw that on my accounts, but you know what didn't take a hit is gold and silver. And the reason why is it's not stocks and Bitcoin are not tied to reality. Gold and silver is. They're tied to the value of the dollar. Our dollar's losing value. It's that's a simple answer. All right, let's get into the real crazy videos.
Why are we paying $10 to wipe our ass? Actually, though, Why is minimum toilet paper $10? That is half of a lot of people's wages, actually more than half. And then on top of that, if you're a girl, our time of the month, we can't control that. It's a part of Mother Nature. But you know what we have to do? We have to go and buy tampons. I was scouring the pad tampon section forever, trying to find a tampon or a pad that costs at least $5.99.
Look, these are just costs that are associated with being a woman. I get that, and they have gone up. The only, like, toilet paper, I got a household of 6. We go through a lot of toilet paper and paper towels and tampons. The only way I've found to save money on that is like wholesale stores, Sam's Club and Costco. It's not cheap there either, but relative to like a regular grocery store, they are cheaper. That's the move for that one.
I'm currently down a rabbit hole with my finances, and I'm thinking this stuff is really interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys for true transparency.
All right.
I'm looking at how much I spent last year versus this year, and I'm on track to spend about the same. And to give you a glimpse of my life, I am a working mom. My husband works. We have twin girls that are 3.5 years old, and we live in Pennsylvania, not far from Philadelphia.
So a household of 4, and if you live kind of on the outside of Philly, I actually looked at that area recently. It's not terrible. It's not great or anything in terms of cost of living, but it's not terrible.
And we spend about $140,000 a year. First time I heard that number, I was like,
that's
whoa,
shocking.
That seems like a lot of effing money.
Yeah.
Like, how are we spending that much money a year? But if you calculate in mortgage, interest, childcare, food, gas, like all the expenses, that's what you get.
I mean, do you have a household of 4 or something like that? And you spend $140,000 a year on everything? That's kind of like a household of 2 spending like $70,000. I don't know. Does that sound accurate to you? Put it in the comments.
Now I'm curious, like, is that how much other people are spending too? Or am I way overspending? Am I underspending? Like, what is the average sort of American 30s age with kids spending every month?
I'm curious too. Yeah, like I said, throw it in the comments. That's kind of a crazy. I don't know. It sounds like a lot, right? All right, let's see the next one.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things.
You can buy a car where you're really like rolling the dice on it if it's going to work or not for like $6,000. But I mean, dude, like 10 years ago, you could have got that same car for like $1,500. So he's got a point there. A single adult making $75K, I would say in most places you are getting by kind of decently on that. As a business owner though, and if you're a business owner, I actually would really love to hear your input on this. 2025 has been a tougher year to make money. I don't know that I'm going to make the same as I made in 2024. We'll see. There's still a couple months left in the year, but how's your small business going? That's what I want to know. Let's see the next clip.
It's just straight up too expensive to live in the United States of America, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Hi, I'm Zach. I've kept a budget down to the penny for the past 5 years. And this is what I've spent this month on some of the things that you need to just exist.
I like this. I like people that really keep track of things because this is going to give us an accurate representation.
Let's start with energy. I want you to let me know how much you pay a month for your electric bill.
Okay, so in Florida, our household, we were paying close to like $450 a month on the energy bill. Now that we're in Reno for a while here, that's actually gone down to like $130.
All right, ready? Drum roll, please. This month I spent $242 It's summertime in Florida. It's hot. It's expensive. The AC's running. I keep my house at 78 degrees during the day. I turn off all the lights
That's
when I'm
way
not using
hot.
them. I have LED lights. All of the stuff you're supposed to do. I'm closing my blinds during the day. Everything possibly you could do right. And I just had my highest bill of all time.
That I gotta say, that's part of why I wanted to take. I needed a break from Florida. I lived there for 4 years in Tampa, and it's just too hot out there. It's hot. Unless you're going to like the beach, you're really not doing much outdoors because it's sweltering hot, and it's flat. I like hiking. There's nowhere to hike. The worst thing about it though were the hurricanes. Last year, Milton flooded our house in Clearwater. We had to move to this city called Riverview, which is like totally. It just sucks. It's like a housing community town. And a lot of cities I've noticed are built like this, but there's insane amounts of traffic. Anyway, that's why I wanted a break.
Checking out my electric bill from September 2020, I paid $139.47. Huh. Okay, so that's almost doubled.
Yeah.
All right, how about utilities? I want you to let me know how much you pay for utilities a month, your water bill, your garbage. All right, drum roll please. 3, 2, 1. I paid $219.77.
That's more than I paid
Just
for
as a
my
frame of
household.
reference, in September of 2020, my water bill was $128.09. So
a
that's
lot.
doubled in 5 years. That's
a lot.
cool. Internet. Everybody loves internet. I needed to post on
We need
TikTok.
internet.
This
Everybody.
past month, I spent $84.99. What did you spend this month on internet?
So on the internet with this new place we're at, I think it's $50 a month for the thousand gigabytes per second or whatever.
I can tell you what I paid September 2020, 5 years ago. I paid $54.68. That's cool. It's gone up 60%-ish in 5 years. That's fine. So all in all, between my utilities, my energy, and my internet, I am paying $527 and change a month. And I'm sure my story isn't unique.
He didn't even talk about the phone bill either, by the way, or car insurance. Car insurance in Florida is crazy expensive. For two vehicles with full coverage in Florida, we were paying, I want to say, close to about $480 a month, every single month for that, with clean records, mind you. Here in Nevada, that actually went down to $160. So, I mean, it depends on where you live for some things like that. But one thing I have noticed, and this is countrywide, I have clients all over the country, so I actually I actually talk to all my clients about this kind of stuff because I'm just interested. But it does seem like, honestly, the average price for like a standard 3 to 4 bedroom home, like nothing fancy, not a nice location, the average price right now, and this is new data, is probably hovering around $2,600 to $2,700 a month, and that's just an average price for a 3 bedroom to 4 bedroom house. Whereas in about 10 years ago, that average price was below $1,500. So everything has gone up, and we're talking like 50% increases up to 100% increases, and it's hard to keep up. Like, it's more and more people are just getting by because of things like that. Those massive increases. We're just struggling to get by. And if you have a W-2 job, you're not getting pay raises to keep up with that. The only way to get a raise is for you to quit, find a new job, and get a higher pay bump. But it's probably not going to be 50% or double than what you were making. And as a business owner, if the cost of living is high for everyone and no one can afford things, kind of like what I'm seeing, business sales are slower, so you make less money as well. What's the solution? I don't know. All right? Hope you had fun here. Throw me a like and a subscribe. We'll have more fun on the next one.